Good morning, everybody. It's John Lorenzo here at 22 Creative for another episode of Press On. Today, I am with my good friend, Mr. Michael Adler from the Law Office of Michael Adler. Mike, how you been, man?
I'm good. It's 2020. We're staying resilient. Coming to you
Absolutely.
live from Wynwood, Pennsylvania. Just trying to hang in there, trying to get through this like we all are.
Absolutely. Mike, quick, let's tell us a little bit about yourself and your business. What's your superpower?
Superpower. I would have to say time management. I mean, I've got a lot of stuff going on and I just love to organize things. I sometimes say that maybe I have a tad of OCD and a
Yeah,
tad of ADD, but those are my I just use them as a superpower.
I
So
think that's what makes you an entrepreneur. I think that's most entrepreneurs, right?
maybe. So yeah, I mean, you know, it might be hard to live with me. It might be hard to deal with me, but I think my clients appreciate my attention to detail and
Absolutely.
always awake.
So tell us a little bit about the law offices of Michael Adler. What do you guys focus on?
Yeah, so I kind of describe myself as like a full service small firm. I have big firm experience. I spent about 8 years in the large Philadelphia firms. Then I was general counsel of a large privately held um, real estate company as well as a tech company. We were a cable television internet privately held company in 14 states based out of Pennsylvania. Did that for a few years. Then I went back to big firm life again as a partner in a mid-sized Philadelphia firm. And then the day I turned 40, June 20th, 2013, probably shouldn't have put that out there for but I formed my own law firm. I haven't had a paycheck in 7+ years. I formed my own law firm the day I turned 40. And we
Wow.
focus on business law, real estate law. I do both civil litigation. So I do everything from corporate formation to partnership fights and business divorces and everything in real estate. I also work with a ton of nonprofits as either board counsel, forming nonprofits. I do a lot of art law as well, working with
Wow.
artists, entertainers, athletes, sculptors, painters.
Sounds like you have a lot of tools in your toolbox. How has the pandemic affected your business during this time?
So, great question. I mean, I've been thinking about this a lot. Obviously, I've been in my house a lot more than I have been. My practice has always been virtual, so I've kind of been ready for a pandemic. It's not like I had a large overhead, a lot of staff that were typing documents. I'm very self-sufficient. Everything has always been on the cloud. I've always kind of scanned everything that came in and worked electronically anyway. So I think
Mhm.
that's given me an advantage to just kind of pivot towards a fully virtual model. And I think that's important that some lawyers, especially older lawyers, are just learning to adjust to how to deal with it now. Um, how I've learned to adjust is not really about me. It's just about my clients. My clients have had to adjust. And it's been interesting watching the issues I've been dealing with in March and April and what's important in April than May has just evolved. In March and
Yes.
April, it was just like everybody was canceling contracts. So what does that mean for like event planners, restaurants, things like that? Then we were just surviving. Then we were learning about PPP, and then we were dealing with landlords and small and all sorts of that. So I was helping clients through those issues. Now it's just dealing with some of the worst in civil behavior I've seen in my 22-year career as a lawyer, where landlords are doing things like literally changing locks and throwing people's stuff out, or
Oh,
people
man.
just stop paying because cash is king right now. We all know that. So if
Yeah.
you owe somebody money, you're not going to pay them money if you don't care to pay them, if you don't care about the relationship. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, everybody's kind of doing this street brawl mentality, and it's some of the worst behavior I've ever seen. So I'm trying to
Sounds like
use
it's the wild, wild west.
more worse than that.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So have you had to do anything to pivot during this time?
Um, so I'm an extrovert by nature, as you can sort of tell. We've met at lots of networking events ourselves in the past.
Very true.
So um, networking virtually is a new thing. Like BNI is an amazing organization that I've never had time to join. But because it's a weekly thing, you got to stop your work, travel to a restaurant every Wednesday at 11:30. I now decided it would be wonderful to develop relationships with a BNI chapter where I didn't have to go to a restaurant every Wednesday at 11:30, but I now get on a Zoom every Wednesday at 11:30 with 60 people who are now like my new friends and my sales force, because that's what BNI does. It's a referral
Yeah.
network organization. that has been a great pivot for me, already extremely profitable. I encourage anybody to look into BNI. I'm not selling it for it, but and then I've joined all sorts of other just networking opportunities, joined webinars, and just sort of tried to put myself out there in a whole new environment. It's been very rewarding.
Wow.
And just sharing my network with people.
Yeah. Getting a little comfortable with being uncomfortable with all this virtual kind of relationship building. You and I are both really big relationship building guys. It's been quite interesting trying to maintain that virtually, but we've been able to do it so far. And here we are doing this little virtual show from the comfort of our home offices. Mike, what is one marketing thing that you've done during this time that has really helped you?
Well, I've hired you. Is that where you're going with
it?
Made some
No,
amazing masks.
well, maybe a little mask plug.
There we go.
I think I have one right here.
Oh, no. Wow. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Turn your side hustle into your main hustle. The law office of Michael Adler. That looks like my head on there. It looks great. I haven't even seen them yet. So, I saw them online. Yeah. They're getting shipped out. You can keep that one, by the way. I don't think I want that one anymore.
This one's an extra. I made myself an extra one.
Okay. What other marketing things? I mean, again, it's like being present on a whole bunch of different networking events, like keeping your video on during a networking event, chatting with people on the chat, seeing who's there, thanking them afterwards using LinkedIn, which is the most underutilized business tool. You use it very well. You see how I use it.
Something I've been trying to use more often during this pandemic for sure.
Yeah. Another client of mine, Nick, shout out to Nick, has been doing these weekly networking events where we've been doing networking for a cause, where one of us is the featured presenter. We bring one of our favorite charities online with us, and everybody makes a $5 contribution to that charity. So that's
really cool.
We've done 15 of these now so far. So some of my favorite charities once was presented, and everybody's gotten to know some really good South Jersey charities or around here. It was a lot of South Jersey group. So something we could do starting next week. All right.
That is a really great idea. I like that. Maybe I will pivot and do a little something like that for our South Jersey entrepreneurs community.
I've also seen, salespeople need to get in front of people. I've seen some very creative ways. Like a virtual lunch, like someone will say, look, I used to be able to take you out to lunch on the corporate credit card. I'll buy you Panera bread. You eat, I eat, we'll eat together at noon. So I'll ship it to you, your house. So there's a lot of ideas that people are out there to try to get in front of clients. And then of course, you and I are part of amazing referral mastermind groups that are not BNI, but just a group of friends who care about each other. Those are the
Sounds like the one thing that you're doubling down on is really just trying your best to stay engaged with your clients, your network. Relationships just go such a long way, especially during a pandemic.
Yeah. Clients are still craving in-person contact. And so unlike now where, I came to you today with actually a tendonitis ankle because I've been hiking so much.
Yeah.
But I've been making clients literally come to my house, wait outside, keep a mask on, and then there's great trails near my house. I'm like the hiking lawyer. So we'll go for a 45-minute hike to talk about the personal business issue that they don't want to talk about on Zoom or on the phone. So there's ways to pivot. There's ways to be safe. There's other places that are doing patio seating so you can have a coffee in person. People still are craving that in-person safe contact.
I can't wait for things to loosen up, and luckily I think they are. We're going to get to do some indoor dining by the end of the week here, and gyms are opening up. One thing I used to do before the pandemic is invite some of our clients to come work out, like meet me at the gym. Let's chat for an hour while we work out and make the best use of our time. So looking forward to kind of getting back a little bit of normalcy, but still being as safe as possible.
Absolutely.
So, during this time, speaking to a lot of business owners, it's been tough for business owners and just people in general to stay motivated during this time. What have you been doing to stay motivated?
It's a great question. Staying in a routine stays motivated. Like, it's very easy to lay in your bed till 10 o'clock in the morning. I get up earlier than I ever have been. I make, I'm almost done with it, but fresh lemon, mint, blueberry water. So I've been drinking
that's refreshing.
8 of these a day. So staying hydrated. The hiking is an important part of my day. I have great trails near my house, but also I like to go on different places. So early morning or late at night or sometime. And the other thing I've been doing, I think another friend of mine who may be watching this, mindfulness and a little bit of breathing techniques. And I usually like to do that around 12:30 on Wednesday if I can't do it any other time,
Wow.
because it's, well, yeah, 12:30 midweek if I can, because it's midweek. Like at
Yeah.
that point,
A little Wellness Wednesday.
a little bit, like not early morning when we're already calm, but like midday, midweek. You just have to
Yeah.
stop, center yourself, breathe, and it's been
Yeah.
helpful. These are not things I did before 2020. And I think it's so helpful. And it's just, you add it to your routine. You just don't schedule it. It could be 1 o'clock. It doesn't have to be 12:30, but you
Yeah.
just find a block, you save that block, and you give yourself some time.
That's a really good idea because sometimes, but uh, as a small business owner, I mean, the week goes so fast. Before you know it, it's Friday. There's deadlines that need to be made. I think that would be really helpful to be able to pause in the middle of the week, reset yourself, and then move forward again. Um,
Yep.
People don't take enough time to really do that. That's really great. I think I'm going to
There's
try that this week for sure.
Yeah, power in the pause. A friend of mine has that
Oh,
business.
there you go.
Yeah,
Power
okay.
and pause. I
Another
like
brand,
that.
another brand. Yeah. Turn your side hustle into your main hustle. Power in the pause. So,
There you go. I love it. So,
yep.
Michael, how can our guests and viewers connect with you?
So I'm an attorney. Attorneys are easy to find, right? So Michael Adler can be found on LinkedIn. Feel free to send me a note or connect on LinkedIn if you watch this video. Certainly, you can reach out to me through my firm website, adlerlawpa.com, or connect on my Facebook page, my Twitter page. My handle now is on all of your business cards that you as well as the mask. It's at Madler9000, which has been my handle since I was 13 years old. So
That is
a
awesome.
lot of internet branding going on since I was on maybe Prodigy or AIM or something. So
Good stuff. Well, thank you so much for being on our show today. I think you dropped some really great pieces of knowledge there for some other people to use and hopefully utilize in their own day to day in their business. But thank you so much for your time, bud, and hope to see you soon. And let's grab a beer.
absolutely. See you soon. Take care. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having me.